big day. What's up, YouTubers?
What's up, YouTubers?
What's up, Facebookers? All right, big show today. You ready? Big show. Big show. Here we go. We are listening to you.
Exactly.
Here we go. What's up, Rebecca?
Hey, guys. Students in Maine refuse to let the conversation about gun violence slip away. Hello, everyone. I'm Lindsay Mills.
And I'm Lee Goldberg. As important as kids felt it was to take a stand during the March 14th walkout, some also felt the need to keep that conversation going. This has been happening on the national level, and it's happening in our state. A moving moment at the Tony Awards last weekend involving kids from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, serving as a reminder that even after the tragedy, school safety conversations continue.
And listen to instructions.
At Cape Elizabeth Middle School, this day had a theme.
The slogan for today is, "It's not a moment, it's a movement."
8th grader Ayla Mansman and the rest of her schoolmates lined the football field at Cape Elizabeth High School. Their message was clear: peace.
The topic is just kindness. It's school safety and kindness. We're kind of moving away from who was the shooter, what happened to the shooter, and just saying how, like, before we even bring in guns, what can we do in the school early intervention wise.
When Ayla brought her ideas for this day to teachers and school administrators, she was pleasantly surprised at their response.
Honestly, I was expecting a lot more pushback than I got. Everyone was just like, yeah, you should be doing this. We should be doing this every year.
And Ayla added that the middle school is going to take that picture of the peace sign, which was so cool, put it in care packages, and then we'll send those care packages out to 6 schools across the country that have had shootings.
How nice is that? It'll mean a lot to those guys there. Okay, look at these dark clouds out here. If you avoided the rain showers, your luck might be running out.
Dark, cloudy, and ominous. Hey, Keith Carson.
That's how people describe me.
What?
I think.
Oh, wait. That's so weird that you meant. Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? We really haven't had that much rain, have we, out of these last couple of days?
I said dark, cloudy, and ominous. I didn't say rainy.
It's throwing you off. It is pretty intimidating. I understand. Current temperatures all over the place. You know, I just got a message on Facebook. Someone said they were 47, and asked where they were. It was Aroostook County, and sure enough, 47 in Caribou right now, 72 in Portland. So a tale of 2 different states within the state here. Showers also more plentiful across northern Maine, but there's one batch moving through the mid-coast as well. You know, as I just mentioned, the last 2 days on the computer models had a relatively high chance of showers, yet a lot of us haven't seen any at all, particularly over southern Maine and into places like Bangor, just an isolated shower right now. So the rest of tonight will be scattered shower activity. There's maybe a rumble of thunder possible in a few of these as they move towards Rumford and Augusta, but overall this is just shower activity that continues through tonight, and through after midnight most of the showers are done. We just have some clouds. Now tomorrow you might wake up to a little additional cloud cover, but it burns off pretty quickly here by late morning at the latest. After that it's sunny through the rest of the afternoon, temperatures in the 70s. Saturday I love a lot of sunshine, temperatures in the mid 80s all the way to the coastline, so a good beach day on Saturday. And Father's Day, still nice as well. But guys, we have some big heat to talk about for Monday. We'll do that in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith, thanks. The man who was allegedly beaten by a group of preteens and teens in Lewiston's Kennedy Park is in critical condition. The police are investigating what may have happened that night, while neighbors say that area has a history of problems. We have much more on this developing story coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30.
UFC star Conor McGregor was at a New York courtroom today to answer for the alleged assault on fellow UFC fighters. Security video showed McGregor throwing a dolly at a bus that was full of athletes. 2 fighters were injured in the assault. McGregor's attorneys asked for more time to work out a plea deal, while McGregor made a brief statement saying that he regretted his actions.
A man called police because he believed he was sold a faulty product by a bad businessman. Only problem was that product was meth, and the businessman was his dealer. Police in Florida encouraged him to bring in the bad meth for testing. Then the man was promptly arrested. The police department posted to its Facebook page, reminding everyone there is no such thing as good meth.
All right, so I know this firsthand. Babies are known to put really weird things in their mouths, but apparently baby foxes are no different. This little guy walked around with a jar stuck on its head for over a week, presumably because he was just trying to eat something inside of it. Firefighters called in reinforcements, and finally Animal Rescue was able to capture the kit, remove the jar, and reunite the little fox with his family.
No kidding.
What does the fox say?
I'm not gonna go down that road because there's no coming back from that road.
They say that one man's trash is another man's treasure, but what if that trash turned into money to go to college?
Well, the stuff we throw away and where it all goes is part of solid waste management, and students with an interest in that could win an out-of-the-ordinary scholarship.
We're to familiarize ourselves with the use of complex technologies.
Sometimes it takes a class project for an interest to click.
Not only do we want to build a cat tower for HART, but also to volunteer there.
Taylor Dosty and her team used 3D printing to build a cat tower for the homeless animal rescue team. It was a project like this that made her realize she wanted to pursue a career in engineering. It was part of her AP engineering class at Freeport High School. What she didn't know was a field trip for that class would lead to some much-needed cash for college.
We actually toured Maine, and so that was really interesting. And I got to talk to different people there and just learn about solid waste management in general. And so then I saw in my guidance office the SWANA scholarship.
And it is my distinct pleasure and honor to present the 2018 Steve Parker Memorial Scholarship from SWANA's Northern New England chapter to Taylor Dosty.
That was really exciting.
Dosty was chosen from dozens of students across Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. Students can only apply if they're pursuing degrees related to solid waste management, environmental science, or engineering.
I will be attending the University of Rhode Island for engineering.
The award is $1,000, which might not seem like much.
And I will be doing a 5-year international engineering program where I get 2 degrees simultaneously in a field of engineering and a language.
Costs more, obviously, because you're away for an entire year. Anything I can get would be really helpful.
While the days of leading on the field are now in the past.
A woman in engineering, you definitely need that.
Dosty is hoping to lead in a field so far few women do.
I guess the whole big thing with engineering is science and math, and I like both of those, so that was helpful.
So the Steve Parker Scholarship Award is offered through the New England chapter of the North American Solid Waste Association of North America, the New England chapter of that. This is the second year in a row a student from Freeport High School has won.
All right, doing good things over there in Freeport, aren't they? All right, one of you took a look at those primary numbers from back on Tuesday and said, wait a second, something doesn't quite add up. It's fuzzy math. So we took your question to the experts, and we'll get you your answer coming up next. And
they don't do it because they think that the food's bad. They haven't even tasted it.
The habit restaurants want you to break, and why. I'll tell you what though, guys, I can't break up with salt.
What do they want us to do? Stop using salt?
Yeah, essentially. Not necessarily.
Don't tell me that.
Take a bite first before you deem that.
I would actually agree with that.
I think I agree with that too.
I do that at the home restaurant of Shea Goldberg. Before they load up their ketchup and sauces and salts and everything, just taste it first and then decide if you need it. Especially if it's something that I spend a lot of time on.
Karen says something pretty interesting. She says rivers up in Aroostook County are the driest I've ever seen them at this time. Wish we could be getting more rain. Fishing is good. I might say so right now.
Yeah, we've talked about how the rain wouldn't be a bad thing, and that there are places that definitely, like I think it was like a week or so ago, it's like, well, we're not quite at drought levels yet, and each week that passes without significant rain, I know all the weather team has been like, yeah, now's good. we could use some rain for sure.
Definitely.
All right, what's up, Kim? I know.
Does anyone have any?
JR, say hi to JR.
Hey, JR. Yeah. JR, are you a cheesehead yet?
JR's always been a cheesehead.
I wonder though, I know when I was graduating high school, there were so many scholarships to apply for. And I feel like there's even more now. So how do you like sort it all out? How do you just had someone graduate from high school, a kid. Like how do you sit down and decide like which ones you're going to go after, which ones you're going to apply for?
There's a million of them. Some of them, some things that you apply for, you have to spend money to apply. So if you don't really think you have a chance, that's a place you'd avoid, is throwing away money.
Yeah, so you go where your strengths are.
Money. So yeah, I mean, so some things just, I mean, I think for our situation, like we knew he knows exactly what he wanted to major in, he knows what he wants to do, so he applied to kind of scholarships that were specific to that field of interest.
And that seems kind of similar.
So he's not applying for the, for the art scholarship if he's not going to be involved in art at all. Like it's, just to waste everybody's time. So I think that's just kind of how he did it. So.
Yeah. We're taking a walk.
Hey,
you're
we're
coming
walking
with us.
Oh, Deborah, I hope not. I mean, it depends how deep your well is, but I know that wells are fairly deep by nature, so hopefully...
Hey, Lee, can you turn that monitor on your way by?
One that runs dry.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. I don't know how to turn it on. What button is it?
I don't know.
This is the real entertainment.
That light just came on, so that must be good.
That's off.
Well, it was already off then.
Route.
Where's the power button on this bad boy?
Is her name really Martha the Math Geeks?
The monitor isn't on? There you go. Yeah, but there was nothing in it before, so maybe it's just not routed properly?
Is her name really Martha the Math Geeks?
I don't know. Hi. You ask a question, we find the answer, kind of the point of our entire show. So today we got a question about Tuesday's primary results.
Okay, Martha the Math Geeks, love how she signed off on that, wants to know, nearly 53,000 people, nearly 20% of all voters voted in the ranked choice referendum, but didn't even bother to vote for anyone for governor. Does that seem right to you? Please explain. Were there any spoiled ballots?
All right, first off, Martha, we're going to do some fuzzy math here. We're going to check the Math Geeks math. With about 86% of the precincts reporting as of this afternoon, 115,000 people voted in the Democratic primary for governor. 84,000 Republicans voted for their party's nominee. So total, it's about 200,000 voters.
But Martha's right. There were 251,000 votes for or against ranked choice. So why did about 50,000 people vote in the ranked choice question but didn't choose someone for governor? We checked with the Secretary of State's office, and independent or unenrolled voters likely make up that extra 50,000.
Since the Maine primaries are closed, independents are not allowed to pick a party's gubernatorial candidate, but the ballot question was open to everyone, and there were obviously some school budgets and things that wanted to be voted on as well. So we wanted to know what you thought, and about 20% of the voters that aren't affiliated with Democrat or Republicans really isn't that big of a number. If you look at the entire state of Maine, about 37% of all voters are not affiliated with either party and are totally independent.
So as far as we know, there aren't thousands of spoiled ballots. And thank you so much for your question, Martha. And if you ever have a question or think something weird is going on, send us an email at asknow@newscentermaine.com or just reach out to us on Facebook.
I have a question about Keith. Oh, wait, forget it. Hey, guess what? The Soccer World Cup is happening this week, but if you didn't know, that's probably because the United States isn't in it.
Did you say no?
The men's team was eliminated months ago after losing to Trinidad and Tobago. It's quite a sting to soccer fan bases everywhere, well, at least in the U.S., because the U.S. has qualified for every World Cup for decades.
But for the true soccer fans or football fans, it's still a time to celebrate. People from all over the world are converging on Russia to cheer on their home team. As you can see from these Snapchats, the fans are getting pretty hyped up for the globe's biggest sporting event.
That restaurant didn't forget to put a salt shaker on your table. It's withholding the seasoning on purpose. How could they?
Also ahead, Keith Carson will tell us when to expect some raindrops tonight. Dad bod time. Dad bod. Keith, happy first Father's Day to you.
First Father's Day is awesome.
What do you get on your first Father's Day?
I got baby's footprints.
Aww.
Like on a little piece of paper.
Aww.
Like, you know, and then framed.
Hey, I like that color, Katie.
Thanks.
Are you guys going to celebrate?
Yeah, we're gonna be gone, but
Yeah.
we'll do something.
Or it's easy to say hi to our
That's
YouTube
awesome.
peeps.
Hey, you two, what's going on?
What's
exciting?
Yeah,
I
it
know.
is.
Ugh, what's this doing? Let's see.
Do we have a decent amount of peeps on YouTube?
Let's just say I can count our YouTube viewers with one hand.
One hand. That's all right. You know what? You guys are in on the bandwagon early. So
Yeah.
I commend you.
It's very true. You can say you've been on YouTube forever.
You was one of the first.
Once you have to wait because it'll be buffering because there'll be so many people logging on, and the YouTube will have to expand its bandwidth
Oh,
to
and like maybe because of net
accommodate
neutrality, but
our
whatever.
viewers. Shh. That will be able. You'll be able to say you were in from the
Yes.
beginning. Plus, once people see the Digital Diva is on YouTube now, it will just explode.
I mean, that's the plan. We'll see.
JR, I wasn't trying to insult
We got
you.
some springy colors here.
I know.
We are Easter.
We are
Easter
We
basket.
decided we are Easter.
We are
Sunday
Easter.
gold. Guys, has anyone else felt like this week has been dragging?
I think because of the election, which is what a lot of you guys are still talking about, of course, with ranked choice voting. And Ben says that the wording of question 1 was
Right.
difficult to understand. Oh, Dennis wants to know, how do I find it on YouTube? If you go to
Dennis.
youtube.com/newscentermaine/live, you'll be right there.
And it's the same link every time.
Is it just Katie? Oh, okay. All right.
Sweet.
Wow. There's a
I
lot
love
going
when we
on.
have this all
A
together.
lot going on this shot.
Anyway, I thought I was going to get rained on earlier today because they were, yeah. And I didn't have like a raincoat or anything. I was walking the dogs. There's this new thing where Lucy tries to attack Tito on the leash.
That's fun.
Yeah, she grabs it and tries to walk him.
All right, if you've gone out to eat recently and tried to get your Salt Bay on, and you may have noticed that your table, Salt Bay, you know, get it on. You may have noticed that the salt and pepper shakers were missing from your table, but that wasn't a mistake. It's a growing trend in the restaurant biz, even here in Maine.
You get your pizza and you throw Parmesan on it. You get your, your food, you throw salt and pepper on it.
If you're trying to season your next meal at a restaurant,
It's just kind of a habit in that way.
salt and pepper might be off the table, literally.
This guy is no Italian. There is no salt and pepper on the table. There is no Alfredo on the menu. What's going on here?
And it's not because the server forgot to put out the shakers. More and more chefs like Paolo Flavin, owner of Solo Italiano in Portland, are doing away with the classic duo on purpose.
If they really want, we give them. But we prep all the food ready to eat. Nice balance of flavor.
The manager at Pearl Spat in Kennebunkport says it's not necessarily insulting to season their creations, but it's about trust.
We definitely have it. It's just more, we want people to be more like thinking about it before they do it, not just grabbing and maybe at that point over seasoning the food. But maybe give us a chance first and taste the food before diving in that way.
The American Chemical Association says the average American consumes 3,400 milligrams of salt per day, while the Center for Disease Control recommends limiting that intake to less than 2,300.
Once you put too much, you can't go back.
And nobody wants that.
We want to share the real experience from Italy.
All right, so there are other few reasons why restaurants are getting rid of the salt and pepper. Sometimes there's not enough room. The tables are small, especially here in Portland. Can you realize that you're in a small room, even smaller table, and they just don't look good sometimes. It's kind of an eyesore. It's not aesthetically pleasing.
He's kind of salty. The owner of that Italian restaurant, though, he's right, and anyone who's been to Europe knows that's not a thing, salt and pepper on the table, and also not a thing substituting or changing anything in your order.
That's true. But there are some places in Europe where the food is so bland you need salt.
They should have it, but they don't have it. Yeah,
Italy's not one of them.
No,
but there are other countries. I'm not going to say which ones, but it rhymes with pants.
You don't want those. You don't want those emails. You didn't like French food?
Oh,
really?
No, just give me a croissant.
I like French fries.
They like ducks. Oh, yes. I thought they were weren't they freedom fries for a while? Was that a thing? All right, let's do some weather, shall we? A couple of showers out there right now. Got an email from Berwick, some rain there, but for the most part, there hasn't been that much coverage as far as these showers go. Here they're moving through the mid-coast, Brunswick getting in on them as well, Buckfields, but in Portland hasn't been much of anything so far. And that includes, of course, yesterday's showers and storms that did not make it here. Here's a product we call accumulated or estimated rainfall. It's a radar derived product estimating how much rain has fallen. You can see there's some big holes in here, particularly along the coastline, that haven't seen any rain over the past 2 days, despite there being showers around, and Aroostook County has seen the bulk of the rain, about a half to a quarter of an inch there. All right, hour by hour forecast, a couple more showers around through tonight, but a lot of us again remain dry. By early tomorrow morning, we've still got clouds over southern Maine, but we start to clear those out, and by late morning we're in good shape statewide, and sunshine takes over, temperatures into the 70s, a really nice afternoon tomorrow, and I love Saturday. I think it's a great beach day as temperatures get into the mid 80s even along the coastline through Saturday afternoon. Not much, if any, of a sea breeze and a lot of sunshine. Now Father's Day is good as well, but there will be a sea breeze on Father's Day, and there'll be some clouds moving in later on in the afternoon, so splitting hairs. But I definitely think I like Saturday more than Sunday weather-wise. After that, we continue with a big wave of heat. So here it comes in for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And Monday is really interesting because it's a small window, but the window is still there for some big heat across southern Maine. Here's what we're looking at on Monday afternoon. Mid-90s in Sanford, 90 up into Lewiston and Augusta. At least it's a dry heat, right? Except that it's not. The dew point will be around 70, which will put the heat index around 100 to 102 on Monday afternoon. It's a brief period of time because thunderstorms come in on Monday later in the day. They cool us down for Tuesday. Those are more favorable days, Tuesday and Wednesday. By most Mainers standards, they will much prefer Tuesday and Wednesday to what we have on Monday. So a good looking weekend again. I like it, but we do have to watch Monday because that kind of heat is really tough. Luckily it's not prolonged, sustained, but as we know, the percentage of Mainers with air conditioning, central air conditioning, is relatively low, and some people may not even have it in their window yet if they have a unit. So
do they do that in Maine?
Central air?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that a thing?
It is not common, although I will say those little heat pumps have become more popular.
It's
they
like
do AC.
being a plow driver in Florida.
Yeah,
it's probably not a lot of business.
There's not much business for it. But if you've got a window unit, it's time to put it in.
Well, speaking of all this sun, Mr. Sunshine, they say that it's really good for you. It can keep you happy, and if you use sunscreen, which you should, it can be really good for your skin.
But can vitamin D also help prevent colon cancer? Scientists think that may be the case. Erica Edwards reports.
Long heralded for its ability to help strengthen bones, vitamin D may have a new mission.
This study strengthens the evidence that vitamin D may also help prevent colorectal cancer.
Cases of colorectal cancer have been increasing in recent years, especially among younger adults. It's the third most common cancer in the country. Now a large new review of research from the American Cancer Society and other groups finds people who have higher blood levels of vitamin D have a lower risk of developing colorectal cancer. However, doctors say we don't yet have enough evidence to recommend taking higher doses of vitamin D for colon cancer prevention.
We know a lot about how to prevent colorectal cancer in other ways as well. Maintaining a healthy body weight, being physically active, not smoking, not drinking a lot of alcohol, and also eating a healthy diet is important.
Sunlight is the easiest way for the body to absorb vitamin D, but doctors warn against sunbathing, which increases the risk for skin cancer. Vitamin D is also found in some foods: fatty fish like salmon, cod liver oil, milk, and fortified cereals and orange juice. The American Cancer Society recently lowered the recommended age to start colon cancer screening from age 50 to 45. America Edwards, NBC News.
There are some big birthdays to celebrate in our country today. First, happy birthday to the United States Army. On June 14, 1775, the Continental Congress authorized the enlistment of riflemen to serve in the colonies for 1 year. Governor LePage tweeted this picture of new Army recruits. He says, happy 243rd birthday to the Army. Maine will welcome these recruits when they return home from basic training.
And on this day 72 years ago, President Donald Trump was born. He even got a special birthday shout out from the International Space Station.
He says, happy 243rd birthday to the Army. Maine will welcome these recruits when they return home from basic training.
And on this day 72 years ago, President Donald Trump was born. He even got a special birthday.
Okay, so clearly because you wanted to hear that twice, you did. But we promised you 3 birthdays today. It also marks the birth of the Stars and Stripes. Congress first adopted the American flag on June 14th, of course, 1777. The 13 stripes represent the original 13 colonies, and each star symbolizes each state at the time. The first flag observances started as a class lesson. A 19-year-old school teacher placed a flag in a bottle on his desk and assigned the students to write an essay about the flag and its significance. In August of 1949, President Truman signed an act of Congress designating June 14th National Flag Day. And we would be remiss, we're not going to repeat it again, I promise, but if we didn't mention the 4th biggest birthday in America today, which is Don Kerrigan.
Yes.
An American legend.
Exactly.
All right.
In our hearts. Okay, history buffs out there may want to follow a certain hashtag today. Museum Flag Parade. This is from the Maine Historical Society. At the Battle of Gettysburg, soldiers in the 16th Maine knew they were about to be overtaken by Confederates, so they tore their flag into pieces and hid the fragments. This is what the flag looks like put together.
All right, we're going to check in and see what's coming up on News Center 530 with Cindy Williams. Hey, Cindy.
Hey, guys. Down East is losing yet another assisted living facility for the elderly. So now the people living there and their families are just scrambling to find new homes for their loved ones. We'll have more on that. Also, at the second round of ranked choice ballot counting is underway. We're going to take a look at how this whole thing works. It's all coming up in the next half hour. Back to you.
Thanks, Cindy. Brain drops when we come back.
Let's take a minute to acknowledge Sam Prout. Sam, who makes the tremendously valid point that it is quality and not quantity when it comes to YouTube.
Yes.
And Sam, you have jacked us up now. You've doubled our viewers from before just by your presence.
Thank you, Sam.
Big Sam. Good to see you on YouTube, brother.
Did we ever figure out what that issue was?
No, that was fun, though.
The one where people couldn't go on it? Did you see that? Oh, no, that was weird.
Oh, no, I thought you meant why we got to hear that
Monday,
twice.
I posted our stream, and people
Liam
were all like,
it.
I can't get in, I can't get in.
Yeah.
Liam had addressed that, and I don't remember what it was.
I think no one's
figured it out, but
yeah.
I feel like it must have been something with posting what
Yeah, let's go and finish up on the salt there.
Hey,
Salt,
Rachel, how much time do we have?
It's just bad for you. But if you do want to use salt, and I do not endorse this product, and I'm not getting paid for it, but pink Himalayan salt.
Is that just because you're wearing a pink shirt?
Pink Himalayan salt is really healthy for you. Relatively healthy for you. I shouldn't say really. It's relatively healthy for you.
Yes.
There are a lot of health benefits to pink Himalayan salt. So if you wanted to use salt, and we've done this in our house, table salt is gone. And if you want to use it, pink Himalayan salt makes it less cringeworthy when I see the kids putting salt. I'm like, you know what? It's actually not bad for them, so go ahead.
Who out there,
pink Himalayan salt,
when you spill salt, chucks it over your shoulder for good luck? Do you do that?
I do that. When you're doing tequila shots? I thought that was, isn't that a thing? What, no comment all of a sudden? Wow, we got Lindsay to stop talking. So that's
because I talk so
much. That's newsworthy.
Kick out.
There you go.
Whoa.
Side of a camera and side of Keith's head. There's a good look. You guys want it behind the scenes.
The maths, keep going. Yep. Okay, you'll do that slower in IRL, but yeah, that's good. It's just funny. It's something that went viral. This guy just like taking a picture of a horizon, which is kind of what like flat earthers do. They're like, see, it's flat. And then he just does like a Google Earth map on how big it is, figures it out relative to the Earth, and figures out like how much of the curve you should be looking at.
Right, right, right. Oh, that's interesting. I've always wondered that.
Yeah. All right, we got to rip through this. So this is going viral right now, mocking my favorite people, flat earthers. The guy took a picture of Manitowoc, Wisconsin, which you might know if you've seen Maker and Murderer. Flat horizon, right? So he takes a picture, and then he goes down, and flat earthers do this all the time. They take a picture, look, flat. That's how it looks. Sure, fair enough. So he uses Google Maps to figure out where he is versus where he can see the end of the picture in that bay. It's 8.4 miles. He does some math based on the size of the Earth, the diameter of the Earth, and says, okay, you're going to end up with 0.12 arc angle. So he goes smaller. This is a 1 degree arc on the planet. This is a closer look at a 1 degree arc within the scope of the planet. And then he says, okay, well, where's the curve? If you go down, keep going, Rachel, stop right there. This is a zoomed in version of the 1 degree, and this is all that you're seeing. So it's hard, and flat earthers have a hard time with this.
Flat.
You're small compared to the Earth. I know this is a shocking concept.
It is. Okay.
Right,
you know what doesn't shock us? News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.
You're ruthless. Okay, kids.
Oh, wait. Bye.
There's a great meme on mine that
Thank you.